All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. And new son, the name of his only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. The brother Chief Priest, Alizar, my lawyer, the Gorilla Hebrew. Yes, we're live at 3:43 a.m. on a Thursday morning. Shalom to the family. On the West Coast, it ain't that late. Shalom, no. It's a lot here about Wednesday evening. Y'all know we usually come at y'all with a situation room. Deacon had some stuff going on, so he actually did have a debate tonight, but he recorded it, put it on his new channel. Matter of fact, let's find his new channel real quick. Make sure y'all subscribe to Deacon's new channel. Not Deacon Music page, it's just Deacon Sakari, I believe. So not this one, Deacon Music page. If y'all haven't subbed to Deacon Music page, don't sub to it now. Then of course it's Topic the Deacon, which also you can get his music, but he got a new page right here. No, is this it? No, this is an old page that he can't even get back into. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Where is this? Right here, Deacon Sakari, this one. Right. So this video will premiere tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, this video premieres tomorrow when Christian trolling goes wrong on the Deacon Sakari page. So y'all make sure to tap in with this page. Also, it's a really good and hilarious debate called Heated Street Debate with Chirac Goon. That's a good debate for y'all to check out. It's actually let me go here. Let me go here. If y'all go to Deacon Music page, where's dude? This video, fake Israelite gets rebuked. The Chirac Goon return is this dude from this video returning. Dude from Chicago, follower of Israel of God, and all the various madness and heresy that comes out of that organization. So, but yeah, just subscribe to the Deacon Sakari page. But again, y'all praise Yahweh Shem Shai doing this. But yeah, so what happened was he was doing that, and about 7 o'clock Eastern, I was feeling kind of sleepy, so I laid down thinking I'm finna take a nap, me and my little son, and yeah, I ended up not waking up till about an hour and a half ago. So because of that, we weren't able to get the situation room cracking. But I had woke up briefly about 11 when Hassad gave me the news that I believe the House voted to impeach Donald Trump. So I wanted to talk about that, but I messed around going back to sleep again. Like I said, I woke up like an hour and a half ago. So I said, yeah, let me go live. We got to give the people something. Hamashiach said very plainly, if you love me, feed my sheep. So as a clear display of the love and devotion we have to our King, the only begotten of the Most High, Yahweh Shai, we're going to feed the sheep. You know what I mean? We dedicate ourselves to this. I hate missing anything. I hate missing any opportunity to feed the sheep, right? So, I said, yeah, let me just go live. It don't matter when. We used to be live this late all the time for real. Y'all know that. Y'all been around, so y'all know these hours. It used to be pretty regular. I've tried to hone in on the hours a little better though, of recent, but y'all already know what time it is. So, but yeah, Shalom again, right? Shalom, Kartawab. But yeah, we gonna get into this impeachment because I just heard the headline that Hassad had read to me briefly when I had, kind of woke up. So um, I'm real interested in this. I also think I'm gonna talk about this whole situation with Jabari and them in a minute after we get through this. All praise the Issachar tribe. Now, what's the Issachar? You been going out to the Pomona camp? All praises, brothers out there from Pomona, under Officer Shah Rakah, doing powerful work by some of my Shaq Shine. Second and Gary, Saturday nights. I think the Pomona camp gonna be. No, I think this last weekend they went to that Festival of Lights in Riverside. You feel me? So, and Most High we will be set sub up possibly for everybody to go like we usually do. It's possible. Talk to Deacon about it. I just know that New Year's is kind of in the middle of the week this week, which makes things a little different. Third and Gary, Salaki. I thought y'all was on second and Gary. Shaquat. What was y'all on second and Gary? What does the flyer say? I believe the flyer say second and Gary, 7:30. Okay. Third and Gary, 7:30. But yeah, if you out there in that area, Pomona, the last city in the land, feel me? Pull up over there. If you coastal and you're not as inland, you can check out Long Beach, 1 p.m. Saturdays, Long Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. You feel me? But yeah, so we can ready to get into this impeachment. So like, yeah, I'm not even 100% awake right now. But we're gonna feed the sheep. It's a guard tribe, man. All you gotta do is show up to that camp. Ashar Rakar will get you acquainted with the coursework that you're gonna need to undergo in order to pass your tests and things of that nature. And you in there, brother. So just report right to that promoter camp, and the officer will get you together, brother. Trust me. Right? It's a car and Judah holding it down in Pomona. But yeah, so we'll get into this impeachment. Again, I only know the headline that Hassad read to me about 4 hours ago. I'm not familiar with all the ins and outs, but I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm skeptical. Okay? I'm very skeptical about this. Now, I know a lot of people, whether whoever it is, even if he do get impeached and they put Pence up in there, what we got to understand is that he will only be president for like a year because elections is in November. Feel me? Elections is in November, and then they get sworn in January. So he'd only be president for like a year, if that was the case. It's irrelevant though. We're gonna take a look at this, bro, and we're gonna see because again, yeah, that's a fact, the Swoovies, but I'm skeptical about this. And what we have to understand is, like, just a month or two ago, we had that Major League Baseball umpire say that if Trump was impeached, that they're planning to take up arms. They're planning to take up arms behind that. So they said they're gonna take up arms. If somebody is public as a Major League Baseball umpire will go out on a limb and say that, what we got to understand is something very simple: is that he's not alone. You understand what I'm saying? So temperature is rising right now anyway. even with the situation that happened last week where um accused they falsely accused these shooters of being connected with the Hebrew Israelites, which they weren't. Um, you had white people, radical NRA white men on Twitter threatening to do violence against Hebrew Israelites, right? So we got to understand the climate that we're in right now. You got a lot of Black and Hispanic people who are fake woke or not woke. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of Black and Hispanic people that are like that. And North American Indians, straight head up their rear end of our people. That literally is the majority of our people, head up the ass, period. So we're understanding that our people are looking like Trump is bad, Trump is bad, Trump is bad. That's in their mind. I'm not saying he's not bad, but this is what's in the mind. I'm just speaking about what's in the mind of the majority of the masses of our people. Trump is bad, Trump is bad, Trump is bad. So they're looking at, oh, he's going to get impeached. This is great. Not understanding the potential collateral damage of his impeachment could be some of y'all dying because of his radical white supporters. What you have to understand, so-called Black and Hispanic, that is anti-Trump, is that unlike you, the majority of you, Trump is supported by uh, a larger demographic of the United States of America than you are, one, and that larger demographic is also the biggest gun owners and the most skilled and trained when it comes to killing people. And they actually stand for what they believe in, unlike you, and they are not afraid to spill blood for what they believe in, unlike you. So I'm going to repeat this, right? Black and Hispanic, these gung ho Second Amendment NRA Association members that are Trump supporters represent a much larger chunk of this country than you do, right? Um, and they're trained in killing people. And they have no problem killing you because they got this country from killing you. They got this country from committing a genocide on the North American Indian, enslaving the North American Indian, enslaving the so-called Black man that they brought over here on ships. They built an entire empire on your blood, right? So they will not hesitate to protect this empire. And by protect this empire, keep their favorite candidate in office in Donald Trump, who represents them, who wants to make them great again. They will not hesitate to spill your blood again, Black and Hispanic. So I know it seems as if it's a great thing for Trump to be impeached, but what you don't understand is it could potentially be your ass. It could be your ass. Now, I don't care either way. Let Yahweh's will be done. That's how I see it. But a lot of y'all that's not in this walk, in this truth, that haven't come back to your nationality as Israelites, a lot of y'all that, is partying, getting drunk, getting high, having hot girl summers and hot boy winters and all this nonsense, living a fake social media life. A lot of y'all are going to get taken by surprise, right? So for y'all's sake, I hope you wake up. Because it's getting ready. Because let this white boy, let him get impeached. It's gonna get real out here. I'm gonna tell you that now. It's gonna get real, and it's gonna get realer than a lot of y'all is ready for. It's gonna get realer than a lot of y'all even think could happen. That's the crazy thing about it. What's that scripture I'm thinking about? Was it Isaiah? I think. Man, what's the scripture I'm thinking about? It's like my brain ain't working all the way right. Right here, this one, Zephaniah 1 and 12. That's it. That's it. This is my joint. Right. This is it. All right. So Zephaniah 1 and 12, and it reads, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. That's what a lot of our people is thinking right now. Ain't nothing ready to happen. Trump out of here, to hell with Trump. He's a racist. He's this, he's that. All that's cool. But guess what? You're going to get punished because you don't think the Lord's going to do nothing. You don't think that things are getting stirred up in this country because you have found comfort in this captivity. You found comfort in this captivity, right? And you've gotten real comfortable in this captivity. Right? Let's read a precept on that. Isaiah 28:15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death. That's you so-called blacks and Hispanics, North American Indians. You have made a covenant with death. And with hell are we at agreement. Y'all are in agreement with hell. You've found comfort here in hell with death, which is America. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, when all hell breaks loose, it shall not come unto it. You feel like ain't nothing getting ready to happen. Nothing has happened for too long in America. Something happening is long overdue. A major racial conflict where these gung-ho Trump supporters start attacking the blacks and Hispanics that are the objects of their hatred. Right? Y'all not understanding things. And the reason why y'all not understanding things is because you go to a church house to get robbed every Sunday. You don't go to a church house to get fed, to get edified, to learn the truth of the Bible. You go to a church house literally to get stuck up in the most subtle way possible. And sometimes it's not even subtle. There's nothing even subtle about the stick up in the church house. But you're not learning anything. Either you're doing that in church or you're not going to church and you're listening to rap songs all day. They're not telling you anything except for a bunch of foolishness and falsehood. You hear the niggas rap about killing that's doing no killing, right? Rap about having money that they don't have, right? Girls rapping about lewd behavior that they don't even themselves partake in, right? That's what you're feeding yourself with. You're not feeding yourself with any truth. So because you fed yourself with so much falsehood, you're disconnected from the truth and you don't understand what's going on. So I'm gonna start this back from the top, Isaiah 28:15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. That's what you're thinking. Nothing's getting ready to happen to you. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. That your whole life is a lie and falsehood. Christmas coming up. Like, you know how vexing it is to see grown black people in the Christmas spirit, grown Hispanic people in the Feliz Navidad spirit. Do you know how nonsense that is? Right? Senor Sativa, man, you smoke too much weed. Your God is marijuana. That's your problem there. That's your God. Good precept, Suvius. Suvius is posted, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. But it is so vexing to see grown black and Hispanic people in the Christmas spirit. It looks like I've been in the truth since I've been 17. So no part of my true adult life have I participated in such things. So, I mean, maybe if, I didn't come into the truth when I did, maybe I would have did it. But because it's so, like, I didn't do this as an adult, as a grown up, it looks so stupid to me to see you with your ugly sweater on, to see you hanging stockings, to see you taking pictures by the tree. I'm seeing people doing that with no kids around. They just doing it. You're just in the Christmas spirit and shit. Salaki from my language. But you're just in the Christmas spirit. That's nuts to me. But you're with hell, you're at agreement. You see what I'm saying? You've made a covenant with death. This is it's no, you see it's a grown black person, a grown Hispanic person, just taking a picture next to a tree, my nigga. Like, what are you doing? How stupid? Like, do you understand how stupid you got to be to do that? How dumb? You uphold the celebration of a day, right? Of a day that is created about a mythological white boy that's fat, shimmying down your narrow ass chimney and putting gifts under a tree. What? And this is what you're excited for? And this is the spirit that you're in? The hell is wrong with your grown black and Hispanic ass? Seriously, grown people waiting to sit in line in Santa's lap. Can't wait to go take their kid to sit their kid in some strange white man's lap. Why are you putting that child in that stranger's lap? I, I need my black and Hispanic people out there. Answer me this. Why are you allowing your child to sit in that stranger's lap? What's the point of it? That's not really old Saint Nick. That's not Kris Kringle, right? It's not. You don't think that if you're trying to uphold this lie that there is a Santa, right? You don't think that maybe like if you take your kids to two different malls and there's two different Santas, they might pick up on that? How stupid are you, man? Our people, you blacks and Latinos, you're dumb, man. I'm just going to say it. You're stupid. You're retarded. Are you mad at me for saying that? Well, God said it to you. Don't worry about it. God said it to you, my nigga. So get mad at God. You like the logic. It's like, what are you doing, my nigga? What are you doing? Jeremiah 4:22. For my people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, is foolish. You're foolish. Y'all are foolish. They have not known me. You do not know God. This is what God is saying to you. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. You don't get it. They are wise to do evil. You know how to decorate the house on Christmas. You know how to take your child and sit him in Santa's lap. You know how to cook a honey-baked ham for Christmas dinner. But to do good, they have no knowledge. You have no knowledge to do the things that God actually commanded you to do. You think Christmas has something to do with Jesus Christ. What does a tree? What is Santa? What does red and green have to do with Jesus Christ? And some Christians have paid attention to this. But most of those Christians that have paid attention to that are Edomites. I remember when I was younger, my mother, she used to change her voicemail at this time of the year. Jesus is the reason for the season. Put the Christ back in Christmas. Because the Christmas that our people are so caught up in is, the capitalist commercialism Christmas, the red and green, the tree, the shopping, the Santa Claus. It's allegedly about the birth of Christ, which we know it's not. It's allegedly about the birth of Christ, but people get farther and farther away from that. We see less nativity scenes, which again, that stuff is madness. But even on a worldly level, they have totally taken the propped up fake righteous aspect of it, and they've even diminished that. So you had a movement of Edomite Christians, right? Which my mother was a part of that. A movement of Edomite Christians that was doing this campaign, Jesus is the reason for the season, and put the Christ back in Christmas, right? But our people, they're just caught up in the commercial because all our people care about is It's commercialism. All our people care about is spending money in material things. That's all our people think about. Our people think material items are going to make us feel better. I saw Riley, you know what I'm talking about. You know right what I'm talking about. That Jesus is the reason for the season. Letting you know it ain't just about shopping till you drop, etc. It's supposed to be about Christ, right? Even though it's not about Christ, it's about sun worship. It's about the ancient solar deities of Egypt, of Babylon, etc. It's about solar worship. That's all it's actually about. And it was crazy because I literally just heard Jabari do the breakdown on it. Boom. Jabari just did. That's why I want to deal with what he was talking about, because he did it. He went with the historical references showing in Egypt how they used to commemorate December 25th. The heathens are just made it a sign to heaven. It's dealing with the winter solstice, and the Egyptian community out in New York is literally finna have a true Christmas, a true Saturnalia. They're getting ready to really celebrate that next week. And he was plugging the event. He's doing a whole event on it where they're going to an obelisk in Central Park on December 25th when it's going to be pointed at the sun. That whole thing. They're doing like the real Christmas. So if you really want to celebrate Christmas, go follow Jabari and them niggas, because they really finna celebrate Christmas, the true Christmas, right? No Santa, no green and red everywhere, right? Nimrod, aka Osiris, aka Pan, aka Santa, aka Yule. Exactly. He go by different names in different cultures, but it's all the same thing. It's the sun. What's the obelisk? It's a penis. Jabari admitted this as well. We're gonna deal with all that, right? But this is what our people are into, and it's such the level of vexation that it is just to think that they're grown blacks and Hispanics that are partaking in this. I mean, it's nuts. It's nuts. Isaiah 28:18. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled. This is what you gotta understand, so-called black and Hispanic man. You've made a covenant with death, but God is gonna disannul it. I'm gonna tell you that now. Your God, Yahweh in heaven, the father of Christ spiritually, he did have an earthly father, which was Joseph, for the record, is going to disannul this. And your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then he shall be trodden down by it. Right? When all hell breaks loose, which could, I'm not saying emphatically, but could be triggered by this Donald Trump impeachment, could be. I'm not saying this emphatically, but it could be the catalyst to an overflowing scourge passing through into your ghettos, into your barrios. And here's the thing too. It's not even just about the ghettos and the barrios anymore, because we used to really have ghettos and barrios, which we still do, which proves we're the Israelites, for the record. But we used to really have ghettos and barrios. We still have them, but our people, by and large, are scattered. Like, we're living amongst these people. We're like, a lot of us are living next door to Esau. A lot of us are living next door to Moab, next door to Ammon, next door to Elam, next door to Cush. A lot of us are living amongst the heathen. We're scattered amongst the heathen. A lot of us are. Feel me? So you got to understand, when you're living on next door to a bunch of white people, you living on a floor and it's, mostly white or it's mixed, you're that much more of a sitting duck. They don't have to come to your neighborhood. You're next door. You're next door. You feel me? They don't got to go far. You're right there as a sitting duck. That's where you are, right? So that's something you have to take in consideration too. So God said, again, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through it, then you shall be trodden down by it. There's an overflowing scourge. Watch this. I'm going to tell you what the overflowing scourge is. Right? So it's not just going to be he's not going to destroy the water with a flood again. Watch this. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. when the enemy shall come in like a flood. So when it talk about the overflowing scourge, it's talking about the enemy. The spirit of Yahweh shall lift up standard against him. But if you have a covenant with death and hell, the spirit of Yahweh is not lifting up a standard against your enemy on your behalf. That's not happening, which the standard that he's lifting up is sending his son Yahweh to save the elect and the chosen, the people who have been deemed worthy through Hamashiach of being saved. They're going to have a standard lifted for them. Lord willing, I'm a part of that, right? But if you're not a part of that, when the enemy comes through like a flood, right? When the overflowing scourge, as Isaiah worded it in Isaiah 28, let's go back here. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. So if you're not a part of that elect group, then guess what? You're going to be trodden down when the enemy comes. You're going to be trodden down by the enemy, right? So if you still want to celebrate Christmas, all right, if these gung-ho Trump supporters want to ride on you, the Most High going to let it happen, right? Carla Madison, they do that because they've been selling us Newports for so long. I remember I tell this story often. A couple years ago, myself, Captain Tazama Moth, Sergeant Shamar Yashar, we was out there in NY. We was in Sunset Park, which is predominantly like Dominican area, Latino area. At the bodega we was going to, you had the Arab in there acting like he calling niggas poppy, calling niggas nigga. He thought he was pretending like he was a Dominican. I looked at that nigga, I said, where you from? Oh, Yemen. You see what I'm saying? So they do that because they in the hood with you selling you, pork and Newports. But guess what? When the time comes and when a line is drawn, when a racial line is drawn, when a national line is drawn, let me tell you something. An Arab is one of the biggest pretenders in America. Nobody's pretending more in America than Arabs, than the descendants of Ishmael. Nobody. And the Arab, the one that told me this. This is how I know of a shorty. The Arab, the one that told me this. He literally said a lot of Arabs act buddy just because they're in America and they can't enact Sharia law and run things the way they want to run things. But if they had the opportunity, they would. So if all hell breaks loose and 911's out of service, you go see Muslims behaving like they do back where they come from. Know and understand that. Like, let's hold on real quick. Let me get Sirach. We know there's all these scriptures. There's elementary school, y'all. Sirach 12. And starting at verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, right? We can't trust our enemies, man. Who are our enemies? Right? Well, let's find out. Let's go to the book of Psalms. I'm not pulling it up on the screen. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up on the screen. I only read that because Blue that right got a pocket. I'll pull it up on the screen. Okay, Psalms 83. Let's find out who our enemies are. Starting at 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Who are these people? Tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, right? So that's your enemy. So don't trust them. You got white boys that's acting black too. That's still your enemy. Don't trust them. See what I'm saying? White girls, right? The bad babies of the world. What's this other broad? The Woe Vickies of the world, right? They're not to be trusted. Is what we got to understand. All these people, we're above all nations, so naturally these nations envy and hate us. It's natural. Okay? So don't trust any of the nations. That's what that actually boils down to, y'all. Do not trust the nations. under any and all circumstances, y'all. Do not trust the nations. Salaki. And our people do hate each other. So why we focus on anybody the hell else? See? But I'm just going into this how these are our enemies, so we're not supposed to trust them. It don't matter how they act. You don't trust them. Nino Brown, that's exactly what they don't know. They do not know the way, the truth, and the light, and that's why they hate each other. Because the whole goal of the way of the truth of the light, which is Hamashiach, the embodiment of Torah, um, was to teach Israelites to love each other. That was Yahweh whole thing, to simplify loving each other as blacks and Hispanics, as Israelites. That was Yahweh whole ministry. Israelites love each other. You feel me? Shalom, Malaysia Kwan. Well done, Tavius. If you have your Second Amendment right, brother, exercise it. Because I'm going to tell you right, the white people, they're exercising their Second Amendment right. But I'm going to tell you something that Donald Trump, I'm going to tell you one of the great things that has came from the Donald Trump administration. Black gun ownership is at an all-time high. Savvy beats, yes, Pangea is biblical. Pangea is the earth before the flood. That's when, and then the flood caused the continental drift. If you're in Ohio, officers Hassad Karab and Tazapanya will be in Ohio this weekend. Cleveland. By Shimon Mashiach Yahushua. Black gun ownership is at an all-time high under President Trump. So the good thing about Trump and why I like Donald Trump being president is because he serves as such a tremendous wake-up call for blacks and Latinos. Such a tremendous wake-up call. The biggest video that we've ever produced was called White People Hate Mexicans. Something like Donald Trump hates Mexicans or white people hate Mexicans. And it was when he gave that speech to announce his presidency, and he said that about Issachar, tribe of Issachar, the so-called Mexican. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime. That was the biggest video that Sakari has ever single-handedly produced through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Stuff like that actually makes me happy that Donald Trump is in office, because I saw how much of a wake-up call and how many Hispanics were on that comment board going, damn, realizing what's going on. That's what we got to do. We got to realize that as blacks and Latinos, we got to take care of ourselves and each other, because no one else cares about us. We're here to be the Lazarus layer, right? Let's go into a Lazarus layer real quick before I get into this article. Which Lazarus layer? Deacon has an album called Lazarus Layer, and we learned about this term from Monster Cody, Trey Gangsters, Lazarus Layer. The Deacon, aka Fop Lord, new album Lazarus Layer. That's heavy. I can't even find a definition of Lazarus Layer. Deacon then took over the Lazarus Layer. Damn. Okay, never mind. They don't have. They used to have a definition of. Anyway, basically, what the definition is essentially, Lazarus was the beggar sitting at the gates of the king. So, like, the Lazarus layer is a layer of society that's basically like the beggar class. So that's what their plans are for blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. We're just the beggar class. We're here to beg and get our wounds licked by dogs, but never fully be healed. And this is the problem going on. This is why a societal shutdown and totalitarianism, potentially through martial law, things of that nature, has to be on the horizon. And the reason why it has to be on the horizon is because we're living at a time where Black and Hispanic entrepreneurship is soaring, and because of technology, and the internet and things of this nature, it's so much easier for everyone to do what they do. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's easier. Entrepreneurship is so much easier now than it was 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. So you have Blacks and Hispanics that are using their noodles and figuring this stuff out and, becoming independent, to one degree or another, even though it's not full independence because you're still going through the white man. Never forget that. That's who you're still going through. But we're moving and shaking in this world in a way that we haven't in a very long time. Right? Issachar, you talking to me? Of course I'll meet up with the Pomona camp. I haven't been to Pomona yet though, to teach. So most I will, that'll happen. I've been cooling off the West Coast. I'm thinking maybe sometime in the spring coming up, I'll take a trip to the West Coast and I'm gonna try to hit up all the camp spots, San Diego, Long Beach, Pomona, and even up in the Bay. But we'll see what the Most High have in store. We'll see what the Most High have in store. What I was saying. So because of that, they're gonna have to shut this thing down. Shalom Alazar, real quick. Do you receive the messages that the Masharai Yasharala gets? JH125, no, I'm not in the correspondence department of Masharai Yasharala. I function in the priesthood department. So I don't receive any of the Masharai Yasharala messages. Masharai Yasharala correspondence goes through Elder Mathathwa of House of David. So messages will probably go through him, possibly even Elder Benjamin. But I function in the priesthood department, so that my department is not to deal with correspondence. Iman Clayton, man, you better get your ass to Pomona, brother. That's what I can tell you. You got brothers there in Pomona. Officer Ashar Rakar, War Dog Yagal, Soldier Shaquad. They all heavy out there. Come to Pomona, baby. What determines tribes of Israel is patrilineage, right? 3rd and Gary, 7:30 Saturday nights in Pomona. If you're looking for the Pomona spot. Yeah, San Francisco 16th and Mission. Saturday afternoon. Rialto, get to Pomona, man. Listen, I understand some Riverside, Rialto, San Bernardino. Listen, to hell with them places, man. We in the land, baby. We in the last city in the land. I'm playing on. But we are really in the last city in the land. I taught in San Francisco like 8.5 years ago. That's the only time that I have taught in San Francisco. It was about 8.5 years ago. That's when I was in GMS. It was with the GMS SF Bay Camp out there through the Spirit of the Most High, and it was cool. SF is active. It's real active. So I was out there. We was what was we at? I think we was in the Mission. When we taught in San Francisco, we was in the Mission. We was in a mission for sure. I believe. We was either in a mission or the Tenderloin, one of the two. I have to ask. I have to ask the GMSSF Akim. Get somebody, Joshua Benjamin. You're an idiot. Okay, I'll explain. I'm gonna put you in timeout though while I explain. That's foolish. When people say that tribes in Israel are predicated upon astrological signs, you're stupid. I'll explain because the astrological zodiacs, as you understand them presently, are Greco-Roman, meaning they're entirely the invention of white people. One, they're not Egyptian, they're not Israelite cosmology, they're not Babylonian cosmology, they are entirely white cosmology. Greco-Roman, that's one. So this Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, all that come from white folks. Greco-Romans, the Greeks and the Romans. That's number one. So that's fake, right? Number one. Number two, when people, this is what they do every time. Anytime you see people think that your astrological sign correlates to your tribal identity, anytime somebody comes with that foolishness, they always just say Leo is Judah. Why? Because Leo is a lion and Judah is a lion, right? But if this was true, each and every one of the 12 tribes symbols should correlate to a sign of the zodiac. If this was true, right? So where's the grape sign for Ephraim? Where's the menorah sign for Levi? or Ephraim have different symbols. They have the grapes, but they also have a rhinoceros. Where's the rhinoceros sign for Ephraim or Joseph? Where's the tent for Gad? Anybody explain that to me? Where's the deer? You see what I'm saying? The only the Dan and Judah are the only two arguments that they can make. The rest of the 10 zodiacs have absolutely no correlation with any one of the symbols for the 12 tribes of Israel. That's fake. That's stupid. That's dumb. Stop it. You know what? I'll show you something about your damn astrology, man. In the Bible. In la Bible. See, astrologers in here. Look at this. This is what God does to astrology. He mocks it. I'll show it to you. Isaiah 47:13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, right? You have these people are looking to different types of counsel. When people are into the astrology and the zodiacs, they're looking for counsel there, right? Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee. Let your knowledge of the zodiac save you from these things that shall come upon you, from the judgment that's coming. Like go read in your paper if your current horoscope, what it's telling you to do, and see if it's going to save you from this judgment that's coming, Black and Hispanic. 14, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm it, nor fire to sit before it. All that's going to be destroyed. So the hell with your goddamn zodiac sign, my nigga. That's nonsense. Stop it. You want counsel? Read this Bible. Get with wise men that read this Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's some counsel for your ass. No, I didn't watch Vocab Malone. Joe Cab. I said it right. You see that? Look at God. I did not watch Joe Cab Malone's new video. I'm not interested in what Vocab Malone is talking about at this point. The man is running scared. The boy is running scared. So no. All right. Everything he does is an attempt to demonize the fact that Black people aren't giving him an ear anymore and Hispanics aren't giving him an ear anymore. Right? Well, I'll break down to you the science of reincarnation. It's very simple. Like water, your spirit is on a cycle. So you see water in a cloud, it comes down as rain, it makes puddles and oceans and lakes, and then evaporates back up into clouds, right? In the same way, your spirit comes down from another dimension into this earth through the form of an embryo. You grow, you develop, you live your life, you die, your spirit goes right back to him that gave it. If you're looking at it on a scientific plane, that energy is on a cycle, on a continual cycle. Just like water is on a cycle, on a continual cycle. Okay, energy don't go nowhere, right? Yeah, Chief, I was looking to get a letter of exemption for not working on the Shabbat and potentially for holidays if possible. If you're going through Masharai Yasharala, then what you need to do is not go through correspondence. You need to reach out to Priest Kahan in particular. Priest Kahan in particular. So if you go to the Light of Zion YouTube page, you should see resources on how to get a hold of Priest Kahan. Even if you look at the Masharai Yasharala Summit 14 flyer, there's a contact number. Godson, you asked for the science of it, so I gave you the scientific aspect of it. If you want a biblical breakdown, watch the videos we have on it. All praises, JH. Gabriel, he cut you with the crocodile done. No, no, Benjamin. It doesn't. Gabriel Montoya, I'm with you, Carnal. But saying that is not enough to help our people, Gabriel. Right? So that's cool. I'm with it 1000%. But what are we going to do for our people? What are we going to do, Gabriel, when el hombre el blanco, el güero, el diablo storms el barrio with the pistolores? Then what are we going to do, brother? That's my question. It's Malik, it's madness. That's what the nigga's just blocked. He's stupid. But Gabriel, that's my question for you. You see what I'm saying? That's my question for you. All that's cool. We with that. Right? But what are we going to do? That's the question. What are we going to do? Because it could get real behind this. Heist, the Bible is not intruding. God's son, if you'd like to debate us, you reach out to Deacon and you get penciled in for a situation room. Outside of that, you're not getting debated. That's a fact, Gabriel. That's verdad, right? But what we got to do as Morenos and Latinos is, is come together back into this Bible and back to the fact that we the Israelites. That's what we got to do. You feel me? Yeah, you could pray when you're unclean. But fill out a situation room application, Godson. There you go, Charles Smith. Like the dude tell me. He said, habla español muy bien. I don't think so, but brother told me. Brother told me that. Yeah, I ain't get Julius. I got to come back to the Beto. When I come to the Beto, see, everything's about time. because I want to do a lot of stuff, but I usually can only travel like in between Thursday and Monday. Rarely can I go outside of that for traveling. I got kids, etc. Always something to work on. So it's like, okay, boom, I want to do a West Coast thing, but it's like, okay, I want to go here, 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 here. But it's only so much time in between Thursday and Monday. And usually we go whole camp Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday too. So it's just about managing this time. You feel me? To be able to do everything that I need to do. So, it is what it is, man. But most I will, because when I come to the Bay, I want to hit SF. I want to hit Richmond. Like I want to really, when I go to the Bay, I want to really make it happen. Exactly, it's a car. I want to do so much, but it ain't but so much we can do. Right? Norris Thompson, good point. Let's get back on the topic. Because I ain't even opened this up. We an hour in, baby. I ain't even opened this up yet. Why the Mormons say Noah is albino, that comes from the book of Enoch. Madness. Yeah, the Blackfeet are Israelites. Man, you know I'm coming. When I come through, I'm going to the hoods. I need to experience. See, look, I don't really mess with Messy Marv like that. But I remember he did an interview. Where's Ayaz? Ayaz, you in here? You seen the interview Messy Marv that he was coked out, but he said something real. He said something so real. Yes, Dante. He said he was in Richmond hanging out. And he was like, man, I like being here. You feel me? He said, because I understand poverty. And I felt it. When I come somewhere, I need to be in the poverty, bro. I need to absorb the energy that my people is going through in those areas. I got to experience that. Yeah, we got brothers in North Carolina. So let me give Heisty your email so we can put us happy on. Most High will I be in North Carolina at the end of February. Charlotte for the CIA, if it be the Most High will. Gabriel, yeah, we're not dealing with the heathen nations, man. Any nigga that's out here, see, this is the thing. Somebody said, why are brothers saying disrespectful things to brothers who have heathen women if there's not a law against it? Here's the problem. Even when we in scriptures we did deal with heathen women, the heathen woman is second class to the Israelite woman, right? That's what you have to understand. She's second class to the Israelite woman. So you ain't supposed to just be walking around hand in hand and enjoying the day out on the town with a heathen. I'm gonna just be real with you. You're supposed to do that, and you're supposed to be treating your sister like that. You're not supposed to. This heathen woman is like when brothers was dealing with that's some, just to be real. That's just a piece you got laying around the house that really is the servant. But when you want something from her, you can get something from her. That's how we treated the heathen women. Not we going out and you know what I'm saying? I'm buying her a Ruth Chris dinner, nigga. That's not what they're there for. You feel me? Your sister is there to be treated. Your sister is there for you to hold hands with and walk around the city and show off. Look at my beautiful wife. That's what the black and Hispanic woman is for. The heathen woman is just some piece of trash. I'm just gonna come to you straight. Nigga, just imagine, nigga, a whole Israelite nigga just walking around, white girl. Hey, walking around, Asian girl. Hey, nah, nigga, hell no. See, but the problem is, you got niggas that'll treat the sister like a heathen. He'll deal with a black or Hispanic woman, but he's got her hidden away from everybody. He only going to see her to put it on her, right? But he got the heathen woman and she's getting paraded around the town. Nigga, that's backwards. That's backwards. You get rebuked and you deserve a rebuke for that. Amen. To speak the truth as we want out to. You feel me? And that's real. Your sister is supposed to be treated in a certain way, and that heathen woman is supposed to understand that she's secondary. Kobe Rashid, because he did. It was his prerogative, right? But when did Solomon start going off? When he started treating those heathen women in a certain way and following those heathen women and not staying home and exalting his sisters properly. Instead, he started to get caught up in the wiles of those heathen women. And that's what led to his downfall, right? That's what led to him going off. No, hi, she's not actually your wife. She's a concubine, bro. We're dealing with societal statuses. She's a lesser wife. She's a concubine. She is a second-class citizen at best in Israel. She's not an Israelite. She's not a first-class citizen. She's below that. She's beneath that. She's beneath the Black and Hispanic woman. So she can't get treated like that. She just can't. Julius, you already know. That's just my get out. You feel me? That's my get out. Through the spirit of the Most High. Go to the mean cities. But yeah, man, we're not treating it. Listen, man, the heathen woman was whatever. You feel me? It's whatever. Big up Anthony Savage. She's whatever. That Black and Hispanic woman, she gets to be paraded around. She gets to have a nice dinner. She get to have all that. You know why? Because she is a chosen daughter of God. She is a princess of God. That other broad is a wash pot. She's there for washing dishes. Iman Clayton, I'm not understanding your conversation, brother. And Benai Yasharala 144, like, exactly. Why would you see? The only reason you want to treat a heathen woman good is because you haven't fully come out of this world. Like, you shouldn't even want to treat a heathen woman good. Who is this bitch? Salakia for my language, but who is this bitch? You feel me? Who is she? She's nothing. But when your mind is still in this world, you are exalting her like this world exalts her. So you see what I'm saying? That's what you want to do because your mind is still kind of conformed to the image of the beast. I'm gonna get into that in a second. Look, I ain't even got to Donald Trump yet. All praises. Big up to Manessa. Listen, Manessa, y'all gotta understand something about the tribe of Manessa, man. I love the tribe of Manessa. I love all the tribes. Yes, don't have threesomes, bro. That's off. Deal with your women one at a time, brother. Okay? I love the tribe of Manessa. The tribe of Manessa loves me so much. I've had so much love. I don't think one tribe has ever showed me more love than the tribe of Manessa, man. Manessa really loved me. And Manessa, I love you too. Exactly, Gabriel Montoya. Nigga, Black or Hispanic, man. See, and then it's both kingdoms too. Blacks and Hispanics too. They get a white girl, nigga be just all off into her, man. The hell with that girl, man. Keep her where she's supposed to be. In the doghouse. Get you listen, man. I'm gonna tell you something. It's a brother I knew from back in the world, bro. And I ain't seen him in years, but last time I seen him, he was with a dog. I'm talking about a damn two-dimensional dog white girl, man. And he used to disgust me. He used to make me want to throw up. And we end up running into each other on Instagram years later, man. Man, he's got a beautiful sister, man. I'm just so happy for that. And he's in love. I can tell he's in love, and it's just beautiful. I'm like, damn, I'm so happy he got away from that dog, man. I'm so happy he got away from that dog. Nino Brown, what about the tribe of Asher? Heist 1188. That's if you are with a non-Israelite woman, and then before you come into the truth and you come into the truth and you got a marriage and all that, I'm not telling you, to leave your wife or nothing like that. We're not telling you to do nothing like that. All right, because that's what we call what they call in the medical field or the insurance field a pre-existing condition. Right? And then doesn't say themselves, or people say black and Hispanic women got these attitudes as if the Bible don't say they're more lively than the other nations. That's in the Bible. So the way they act in the spirit, that's just the same way we have a black and Hispanic man got a certain spirit. We got a certain spirit. We're more lively than other people in general, y'all. That we're just more lively. You feel me? So we gonna be like that. Hold on, let me see what Imam said. Iman, so like Iman Clayton. My bad, my bad. What I mean is Solomon having many wives of different nations. Did the women of those nations people convert to Judaism? Well, Sheba was not Solomon's wife. That's a common misconception. Sheba and Solomon did not have sexual relations. That's not substantiated anywhere in Bible history. That's number one. Number two is that no, they didn't, or they may have seemingly practiced our ways for a time, but eventually the fact that Solomon was led away after their God showed that they never truly converted to our ways. They were faking the funk. Matter of fact, hold on, I gotta get my chart. Let me get this real quick. Let me get this real quick. I'm gonna show you. Right, so 1 Kings 11:4. For it came to pass when Solomon was old, after he got older, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. And his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his power, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, goddess of the Zidonians. So he had a Zidonian joint when he got older, and they were trying to show him about Ashtoreth. How do you worship Ashtoreth? Easter, strip clubs, etc. So they got him into that, right? After Melcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh and went not fully after Yahweh as did David his father. Then he even went further. Then did Solomon build a high place to Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, right? The Ammonite war god, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon, the owl, which you see Drake have. And likewise did he for all his strange wives. So basically, he got old, he got weak. These girls were fronting like they were down, but eventually they like, look, we want to worship our gods like we was used to, right? So then as he got old and weak, turned into essentially an old Judite trick, right? Like we haven't seen that before. He started building the gods, building the altars, building places of worship for all of these idols, which burnt incense and sacrifice to their God. So boom. That's what happened. So they might have acted like they was down, but they never really fully got in. Right? Yeah, I'll be in Miami, most I will. Um, what's the history on Sakari? Like the ancient Sakari or Sakari like the modern Sakari? Us. But yeah, I'll be in Miami. I just was there, but like I said, most I will. I'll be there for Super Bowl and then the following weekend for the summit. Flights booked and all that. Rob, send an email. We put you in touch with Rob. That's no problem. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get my charger. 1 second. Shalom Salakia. I just had to go get this charger here because I'm like I said at the beginning, I went to sleep. Me and my son went to sleep like probably around like 6:30, and then we woke up. When I woke up at like 2, he woke up 2, so I had to come upstairs to do this live because he downstairs watching Predator 2 starring Danny Glover. Powerful film. I was hoping that maybe he would be asleep so I could go back down to the room. He's still up, so I mean, like I said, we had me and him just called a full 8 hours, so we gonna be up. So yeah, I'm upstairs. I left my charger downstairs. But yeah, let's go into this. But yeah, before I jump off this is a powerful point. The Israelite woman understands our pain because she understands the curses. She will hold it down when we treat her righteously, and that's a fact. The Israelite woman understands. She gets you, pal. The Edomite woman can't get you. None of them can get you. None of them can truly relate to you. All right. Yeah, Iman. When he go down there, boom, and they give him that. See, this was spiritual because we the super predators. We love the symbol of the predator, and we model ourselves, and after the Sakari in particular, we model ourselves after the predator in many ways. And what's deep is at the end of that movie when the predator hands Danny Glover that pistol, it says 1715 on the musket. Feel me? 1715. You already know. The original name for the Sakari is Exodus 17:15, which of course is Moses built an altar and called it Yahweh Nasya, meaning Yahweh is my banner. We don't have to just deal with one woman, but if the woman is disrespectful, you got to work with her and help her to understand why you're not to be disrespected like that. And you also have to carry yourself in a way that's intolerant to disrespect. We got videos on it, so just go watch the videos on it. Julius, Israel, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shah, Barakatah, Water, brother. Appreciate the brother all the way from Chi-Town coming through. Yeah, don't be scared, y'all. Y'all can like, sub, share, and super chat now. How many likes we got? Don't be scared of like, sub, share, and super chat. Took a whole hour and 15 minutes to get a super chat in here. This is nuts. It's all good, y'all. True also update on the building. So I'm gonna get into this Donald Trump thing, but so as y'all know, we've been talking about attempting to get this building. It's kind of been a much more drawn out process than I anticipated. But I spoke to the property manager, and an issue came up because I personally I have a business, a LLC. All right, that's unrelated to Sakari. That's my own personal business that I started years ago. Yeah, exactly, Doc. My own personal business that I started, an LLC I started, right? And yeah, so it was in the business name, but also in my personal name, right? So in the process of the background check, they seen I had a felony, so he actually called me the day before yesterday, and told me basically I had to write a letter, because he's like the property manager, but then you have like the property owners who I believe will have the final say on the situation. So I had to write a letter explaining the situation in which the reason I became a felon, what I've done in my life since then, what's changed in my life since I got a felony, because I got convicted in 2013, but the incident was in 2012. So what's changed in my life since then, and what are my intentions for the space that I'm looking to rent? So I just sent all that in. Yesterday morning, I sent a long, in-depth, letter just explaining everything. Most High will, the spirit of eloquence and things of that nature. So Most High will, it'll be on their heart to let us up in there. If not, we're just gonna have to look for something else. But Most High will, like I said, I like the space, I like the area, the location, etc. It's not far from camp, but it's also, in a hood. You know what I'm saying? But it's a bustling hood, very famous part of Atlanta. Um, Very rich community. So I'm really trying to get in there to be the will of the Most High. How you feel about 6ix9ine snitching, getting 2 years with time served? Well, he's getting 2 years, so he served a year, so he still got to do another year. This, well, you're right. You're exactly right. About Java. But yeah, I mean, 6ix9ine, he violated the code of the streets. He jumped off the porch into the streets and he violated the code. So how do I feel about it? I feel like he's a traitor to his people. Period. What do we plan on doing in the building? Classes, classes a few times a week, lectures probably at least once a month, and things of that nature. Training, all kind of stuff. Also making it available to other camps that's in the Atlanta area to utilize. You feel me? So, you know, sky's the limit, as they say. Kind of use it as a film studio, podcast studio, even possibly. If you're in the truth and in the army, get out of the army. Work on getting out of the armed forces. That's my advice to you. So, okay. So let me just go to the news articles. Let's see what this is about. Trump impeached by House on both articles. A day after Trump derided the process. A day after Trump derided the process as a Democratic crusade, and following hours of debates, the House is set to send both articles to the Senate for trial. So the House agreed, but then it's got to go to the Senate. So the impeachment is not final. The House of Representatives voted on Wednesday to impeach President Trump on both articles of impeachment, abuse of power, and obstruction of Congress, right? So these are the two charges in which they're aiming to impeach him by, that he abused his power and that he obstructed Congress, right? The vote followed weeks of testimony related to his dealings with Ukraine and hours of fiery debate over the process. Trump is only the third president in United States history to be impeached. For us here and for all the latest, okay, who else got impeached? Nixon did. Hold on. Who else got impeached? Oh no. Nixon didn't actually get impeached. Salakia. They was finna impeach him. He just resigned. But Andrew Jackson and Bill Clinton were impeached, but they were acquitted by the Senate. So here's the thing: everyone's getting up in arms. It's probably finna happen the same way. The Congress is gonna impeach Trump like Andrew Jackson and Bill Clinton did, but the Senate's not gonna go through it. Who? See, the Congress is controlled by the Democrats, right? Who's the Senate controlled by? This is how many were up for election. Hold on, is this it? Okay, so they got The Democrats have 47 seats out of 100. There we go. That's exactly what I was in my mind. Senate partisan breakdown. Okay, so the Republicans have the majority of the control of the Senate, and the Democrats the Congress. So it makes sense that Congress impeached them, but the Senate, which is the next, essentially the next people who are going to have say so in the situation, 9 times out of 10 is not finna is not finna do it. Right, and here's the thing. I'm gonna show y'all this in the Bible. So like, I forget if this is in Daniel or Revelation. So just give me 1 second. Yes, this one. Daniel 7. Okay. I'm gonna start Daniel 7:7. It reads, after this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, right? Dreadful and terrible. So this fourth beast started with the Roman Empire. Dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, very mighty militarily, right? And it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. So this is talking about the military might and the ruthlessness and the mercilessness that the Roman army had, and how this revised Roman army has in the Western powers, with, of course, the pinnacle being America in this day and age. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, right? Meaning the Roman Empire and this revised Roman Empire that we are presently living in wasn't like the Greeks, wasn't like the Medo-Persians, nothing like the Babylonians. It's very unique in the way it governs itself, the way it operates, and its mercilessness, right? And it had 10 horns, right? And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. So here this little horn comes up out of the 10 horns. That little horn is America. So these 10 horns are these various European nations, right? And here comes a little horn, right? Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, right? So this little horn springs up after uprooting 3 of the horns, right? So how did America spring up? It had to uproot 3 previous European powers, which would be England, Spain, and France. Because as y'all understand, this country that we currently live in, or the United States of America, part of it was controlled by France. You have something called the Louisiana Purchase, right? Part of it was controlled by Spain, especially when you do it like Florida, California. And then the other part, the northeastern part, where the 13 original colonies come from before the Revolutionary War, was who? Was England, right? So for America to exist as the continental United States that we know it today, it had to rise up and uproot the French, the Spanish, and the English. So that's what it means when it says this little horn pops up after it plucked up 3 of the horns by the root, right? And now America is the principal of all white nations, because America is in fact a white nation. It has more white people in it than any other country on the planet, right? And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. So they have this mouth, that talks all this great stuff. America, nobody can see us. God shined his light on us, and we're the greatest country. We're the only superpower. That's that mouth of America, right? No country has the pride and the boldness to say the things that America will say about itself, right? But the key part here, dealing with the House and the Senate, is in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man. right? Watch this. Y'all see this? So these eyes, this represents the three branches of the government, right? And if they don't see eye to eye with these eyes, then what's gonna happen? Ain't nothing gonna get done. They gotta see eye to eye. So that's the governmental structure of the United States actually prophesied in scripture. So this situation relates directly to prophecy in a multitude of ways, right? But me personally, I don't think it's gonna get past the Senate. I think Trump not only is gonna be the president for the duration of this, I believe that Donald Trump, in fact, will get reelected. I am of that school of thought. I'm not saying that this is biblical prophecy. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it, in all honesty. Exactly, Kobe Rashid, because he's waking our people up. Like I said, black gun ownership is at an all-time high under Donald Trump. That says something. Black man, black woman, you have a Second Amendment right. Use it. Facts is the core tribe. Facts. That's a fact, Sabrina. Good point, sis. No, the people from the South Pacific are not our people. I just watched, when I flew to New York, I watched that damn Hobbs and Shaw and watched The Rock. The Rock is so not Samoan, it's crazy. Yeah, he got a Samoan mother, but he was even speaking Samoan wrong. I'm gonna be honest with you, I speak Samoan better than Rock, and I ain't no part Samoan at all. I know Samoan better than The Rock. Where's Daniela? Is Daniela in here? You'll laugh if you hear Rock trying to speak Samoan. Much love to you too, Sabrina. Yeah, this thing needs to get overthrown by who the world calls Christ, Yahushua. That's the only true solution for us. And the only way that that is going to happen is if we, as blacks and Hispanics, come back to the law, statutes, commandments of our God, the fact that we are the Israelites and faith in the Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. If we don't do that, it don't matter. They can impeach anybody they want. A devil was a devil, and that's who's going to sit in that office, and they're going to rain hell down on us, period. Bambi Johnson, that's a fact. They said that. The Swoogies, exactly. Shaquad, you seen that? That was real prideful, but did you see Rock trying to speak Samoan? That nigga Rock don't know no Samoan. It was a joke. And then the Rock's brother, that dude's the East Indian that played the Rock's brother. He's not even a Samoan. So that shows you that they didn't even trust no true Japhites in playing that. They had the Japhites in the background. No, Hawaiians are not Israelites. Hawaiians, Samoans, Tongans, all those people of the South Pacific, they are not Israelites. Could it be Israelites scattered there? Yes, because we're scattered to the four winds. So yes, it'd be Israelites amongst them. But those people, by and large, are not Israelites. That nigga Rock can't speak no Samoan, man. You feel me? I'll tear the Rock up with some Samoan. Yeah, don't spoil nothing about Queen and Slim to me because I still ain't seen it. Trump has never been for black people. How stupid. We're talking about a guy that said verbatim he didn't want black people staying in his real estate properties. We're talking about a guy that said black people come from shithole countries, etc. Trey, I know Rock is black and Samoan, but his mother is Samoan. and he sounded goofy as hell. So I could speak Samoan way better than him, and I'm not Samoan at all. It just is a testament to the fact that he's really not acclimated with Samoan culture. It's just a fact. Doc, exactly. I believe Trump will be reelected. Esau is in decline. So, like, it is a very good comment. He says, I believe Trump will be reelected. Esau is in decline and lashing out to retain power as their numbers dwindle. Trumpy Bear is their voice and champion. However, he's an instrument of our awakening. Exactly. Yeah, I know because I spoil things, right? But I don't want no spoilers, Dr. Pine. I don't care. Kind of Gabriel. Which we don't have to be, to other nation, we don't always have to be messed up to them. Listen, John Doe, you're an idiot, brother. You need an awakening. You see how you got a cape on for Donald Trump? There's not a black man in the world you would put a cape on for like you're doing for that orange bastard. I'm going to tell you that now. Ain't that something? Y'all collect donations and clothes and toys for children for Israelite mothers in need because I have bags and boxes. Brother, if you got clothes and toys and things like that, I will work with somebody locally to you know what I mean, to get those out locally because it's all kind of Israelite. But I wouldn't give toys out right now. I wouldn't do that because it's Christmas time. So that's going to be given to somebody as a Christmas gift. So I wouldn't do that at all. Rich Parker, I don't know who that is. Well, the sun is purging them. But moreover, the Son of Righteousness is going to purge them. Right? Let's read about that in the Bible. Watch this. Malachi 4:2. But unto you that fear my name, right, the name of Yahweh, shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. Right? Talking about Yahweh. He's going to come and heal Israel. Right? And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves to the stall. And ye shall tread down the wicked. This is what's going to happen when Yahweh shall come to save us. We're going to tread down the wicked, for they shall be as ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, saith Yahweh Tazabah. Right? So that's period. Hold on, let me skip down. Oh, right here, verse 1. That's why I skip verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, Donald Trump and his people, and all that do wickedly, Donald Trump and his people, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh Tazabah, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. That's letting you know right there. Who is that? The Swoovius. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, water for you continues. But big up to my man Swoovius. He's always showing love and support. Some of y'all gotta take a note. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. He can't be donating every live stream. Brother need help. That's all I'm saying. Israel really needs to learn. Oh, God, there you go, Bernard. I'll always harp on this. Israel really needs to learn about the Heligaean dialectic on the low level and how the Most High is really behind it on the spirit. The Heligaean dialectic is such a game. It is the game that rules the minds of the people. Let's read about it. I remember I was fascinated when I learned about this. Right, so here's a definition. An interpretive method in which the contradiction between a proposition thesis and its antithesis is resolved at a higher level of truth, a synthesis, right? So you have two opposing ideas, a thesis and an antithesis, right? An idea and the exact opposite of that idea. You have two people who are forwarding these two arguments, right? How do we resolve it? Who do we go with? Which argument do we believe? Well, it goes with the higher level of truth. So if somebody goes, well, I went to Harvard. that is insinuating in your mind that you should believe what they said because they represent a higher truth because they went to a more prestigious educational university, right? They went to a more prestigious educational institution. So his truth must be at a higher level. So that's who I'm dealing with. That's who I'm going to follow, right? So you'll see this game being played. Basically, somebody's track record makes what they're saying more relevant than the other person. Not the facts, just who this person is and how this person is rendered and reckoned in society makes what they're saying true. We see this in the Bible. In the Apocrypha. I'm trying to find this. Right. You're right here. Sirach 13 and 23, and it reads, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. See that? So the rich man is not necessarily even, especially in this society, necessarily somebody who has more money, but somebody who is in society is just viewed as higher than the person that they're opposing, whether it be for financial means, popularity, educational. People just extol what they say to the clouds just because of who they are, right? That's what the Hegelian dialectic is. Big up my man 305 Proof. Kobe Rashid, this is a good point as well. He said, the Most High is using Trump to raise his people's arrogance up as high as Pharaoh's so he can bring them down very low. We just have to do our part and follow the laws. Exactly. Keep these laws in the faith, y'all. This is our job right now. This is why it's so stupid when they try to pin some type of shooting on us. It's stupid. Because that's not what we're here to do. We're here to keep the laws of faith. That's what we're here to do. And that's how we're going to win this fight, through keeping the laws of faith. Right? Tyler Fair for different reasons. Different reasons, King. All of which are pretty dumb. But I'm starving this morning. I need to get some breakfast, man. Lord in Christ, I need some breakfast. But yeah, so we're gonna see. I don't believe the Senate's gonna go impeach their guy. That don't even make sense. This is a car try. You already know, King. You need something to eat, boy. Exactly. I just got a new sword. Because y'all know you got 1611, but you know 1611 got the Old English and the Roman numerals. So when I was in Dallas in October, Akim had the joint, which I seen. Me and Tazama found a sword like this years ago that has the Apocrypha, King James, but it doesn't got the Roman numerals in the Old English, and it had the Apocrypha. We seen it, but we didn't have the money to get it at the time, and it was big. It was hella big. So Akim had that same one, but a smaller version in Dallas. So I went and copped it. But if y'all can get it on Amazon right now for like 120, but it's usually like 180, 200. So I got that and I'm in the process of because I got my Excalibur right now, but this is the one that they gave us with the pork leather cover, so we had to cut the cover off, and Officer Bazak taped it, blue duct tape for me. You feel me? But this one's getting old, so it's about time I get a new one. So I'm in the process of getting my highlights right. That's going to be the new Excalibur, Most High Will. Yeah, Don is sharp. That's a fact. I don't see the Senate putting him out. I just don't see it. Feel me? It's just not realistic to me. Tyler Frere, a lot of things in this Bible will blow your mind, brother. It's the deep blue sea, as I like to call it. Raphael, you know, I'm surprised they ain't been set a unit like that up in New York. New York got a million Israelite camps, 5%ers, Nation of Islam, the Kemetic dudes. You got so many black, what they would call black identity extremists in New York. That's like the black identity extremist capital of the world. So I'm not surprised. For me, I'm not surprised whatsoever. So I mean, it's just what they're gonna do. At the end of the day, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. No, I don't believe Moses was Abraham in the reincarnation. I think that if Abraham was anybody in the reincarnation, it was David. Honest, that's just what I think. I can't prove it. I'm not going to teach a lesson on it. But since you brought it up, I believe Abraham and David is probably the same guy. Honestly, I can imagine another 4 years. I think another 4 years of Trump is exactly what we need. I think it's exactly what blacks and Hispanics need to wake up, because we're waking up right now under Trump in the last 4 years. Waking up has been at an all-time high. But I think another 4 years will really wake us up. That's what I think. Yeah, K Hey is live. We live. I'm getting ready to sign off though in a second, but we live though. Well, you do go to heaven, but it's not everyone goes there, and it's not the heaven that you've been told about. The heaven that everyone goes to is essentially a place where your spirit is at rest until it gets sent back to earth. Tyler Fair, exactly. So that always kind of made sense to me, just like that. But I don't teach it. There's other things. There's people I believe in certain people, but if we can't prove it, then I won't teach it. You feel me? But like with the Maccabees, who they are in the Haitian Revolution, and the certain Greek generals and who they were in the French armies, I'll teach that, right? Yahweh Shah, of course, I'll teach that. Elijah being John the Baptist, I'll teach that. But if we can't prove it, I won't teach it. But if you ask me about it, I'll tell you my personal feelings, how I feel about it, or what I think about it. But I'm not finna teach it though. Yeah, sometimes he like you in that dead sleep, and you getting that bucket of water. You feel me? Poured out on you. That's like what Trump is to blacks and Hispanics right now. Yeah, you sent back as a baby. You're sent back in an embryo. What happens when there's an electric moment when an egg is fertilized by a spermatozoa, and at that moment, that's when that spirit is sent up in there, man. You already know, man. HOI, that's our brothers, bro. HOI, that's our brothers. Rolling strong, you have sex. That's how you get married as Israelite, and that's your wife. When I'm coming to LA, I'm trying to figure it out now. Maybe in the springtime. I've just been kind of cool off with California. It's almost been a year since I've been back. I've been cool. So we'll see. Yeah, exactly, King Dog. Wait till the food stamps stop. That's a good point. Then what? Wait till your Walmart is out of food. Cause I be going to the Walmart. Go to Walmart now. It be almost out of. There's a lot of essential items that it almost be out of all the time. Imagine when the trucks ain't coming. It's gonna get real out here, man. Our people gotta wake the hell up. You talking about Ciroc 1 and 1, or you talking about the prologue to Ciroc 20X? Facts, Doc. Whites the most on welfare per number, but they are substantially a larger population than the rest of us. So per capita, actually, blacks and Latinos are on food stamps more. Just to be honest with you, but about raw number, there are more white people on food stamps. But welfare was created for white women. Well, I think that Elijah already came in Elder Bivens, who started One West. That's a fact, Gabriel. That's a fact. You may see that NYPD dude. He just said basically that his white and Asian superior officers at the precinct that he worked at in NYPD basically told him like only deal with blacks and Latinos, leave whites and Asians alone. Hold on, John don't want to smoke. Wait a damn minute. Well, you ain't gotta wait for me to come to LA. We can line it up now for next week. It's nothing. Yeah, on the subway, Trey. Exactly. Nah, we're not gonna be immortal. I got that for you. First Timothy 1:17. Now unto the King, eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen. So the only wise God is that only immortal. You feel me? One more. There's one more. And pause with it. I forget where it's at. So like it. Yeah, but he wasn't alive still. It doesn't matter. He was translated from this plane of existence into another one. That's all you have to. That's how that's what the kingdom is gonna be like. We're gonna be translated from one plane of existence to another because death is not gonna have power no more. So you're not gonna die. You're gonna go through a period of translation. So he was translated from this realm or plane of existence into another, and then he was sent back in the mechanism in which men are typically sent back, which is through sexual reproduction. Rakim, exactly. He ain't going nowhere. It sounds good in the House, but once it gets to the Senate, the same way with Andrew Jackson and Bill Clinton. Nixon was probably the only one who was going to do that. And him knowing that, he just resigned. You can make that argument, Doc, but not exactly because you're not in that same body. You feel me? You're not in that same body. We gonna leave that body, but we are gonna live forever. In actual, our spirit is gonna live forever. In that sense. No, the woman is not directly Israel. You could look at that from a secondary context as Israel. But the woman that he's having all this love for is the sister from the tribe of Issachar. K Hey, exactly. Exactly. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. But yeah, I'm getting ready to sign out, y'all. Premiere tonight. Yeah, premiere tonight on Sky Public Enemy. So tune into that. 9 Pacific, 6 Eastern. Class tomorrow. Premiere on Saturday. Um, so yeah, tap in with us, man. With that, again, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. Do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. And we say Shalom.